What's happening? What's happening? We trapping, we trapping. Shout out to everybody rocking, man. My apologies for my tardiness. You know, I had a late night last night. Y'all already know that. The Cowboys had us up after midnight, you know. I had to pull the graveyard shift to watch the game. Gave y'all a good 3 hours of content last night, so, you know, that's how it go, man. But better late than never. We in the building with it. Shout out to everybody rocking, man. Make sure you hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card. We in the building with it. Let's get it. It's a Sunday morning, and you know, we had a little injury news that was pretty bad, but you know, we gonna keep our prayers up for those young players. And, you know, we got to have that next man up mentality. That's just how it go, man. But shout out to Mr. Cerebral Assassin, Eric Wallace in the building, Miss Regina Green with the green, Stephen White in the building, John Jones, Metris Adams in the building. Who else? We got Hoodlum rocking with us, Swain, the bad influence in the building. What's happening? Hector Colin in the building, Joe Tranchina, Kelvin Hicks. Shout out to everybody rocking, man. I hope everybody's having a good morning. So y'all already know, first and foremost, make sure y'all let's help get this trap jumping around the corner. And we got to make sure these haters get on their job and hate, man. First and foremost, you already know. Let's get this trap jumping, y'all. Let's go. Shout out to everybody rocking. Let's get it. Let's go. Hey, let's get it. We just trapping on a Sunday. The trap don't close. We trapping in our church clothes. You understand? Let's get it. Let's go. And they just in the way. Hey, let's go. Used to ride knockout, but it's real now. I probably average your career high. Let's get it. Yeah. When they got our own band, we hollin' a deal. Long little CEO, CIP the dollar. Took my brother, that shit made me go harder. That shit turned me to a monster. Now I'm focused on the comma. Now I'ma run of them comma, the summer, run of them numbers. Yeah. I know that they hate the way ball, man, rockin' all this ball, man, street made on the chain, yeah. Let's go. I just blew a bag, ran it back the same day. Hey, shout out to everybody rocking, man. Shout out to Godson 5, Florida Cowboy, JR in the building, Craig Lofgreen in the building, Car Main sliding in, you understand? Let's get it. Hit that share button. Hit that follow button. Let's go, man. I hope everybody's doing good today. I hope everybody's doing good today. Now, you might think you at school or maybe even at home or watching me through a phone. But I promise you, you are in the trap, sir. I promise. Make no mistake about it, man. We had a very interesting game yesterday, man. We got hit with the injury bug with two of the players that I was very, very excited for, man. We had an injury to Mr. DeMarvion Overshawn, the Rick out of Texas, the linebacker, man. He was looking like he was finna be a problem. He got hurt on making a nice play, so that was bad news right there, man. Then I heard Matt Walesko got another shoulder injury. Then, you know, they said John Stephen Jones got a knee injury. So it was a lot of bad news as far as on the injury front, man. Hopefully our young players can, you know, come back this season or come back better than ever after they rehab off the injury, man. So we got prayers up to them. Hopefully everything goes their way, you know. But is it a bird or is it a plane? Which one is it? Oh, it's just nefarious news, of course. You already know that, man. Shout out to everybody rocking on a Sunday. You understand? So, let's see. We doing the trap recap of the game, man. We got a lot of good things, even though we got some sad news. The dark cloud hanging over the game, but we still had some good things we seen in this matchup.
That's what's so tough about these games.
So let's check out Mike McCarthy talking about Mr. Overshawn, though.
You say your prayers, and hopefully the imaging, Well, I mean, you never want to see, any of your guys get hurt. That's what's so tough about these games. So we had a couple young guys go down, and you say your prayers, and hopefully the imaging, points in the right direction. So yeah, I mean, he's had an incredible camp. We talk about him, seems like almost every other day. So I just hope he's okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely, he was climbing. I mean, he was climbing the charts. He showed up right away in the off-season program. You can see it when we got the Oxnard. Just his ability to fly around. Really has excellent command for a young player, young linebacker. So just hopeful that see how tomorrow goes.
So Mike McCarthy already said the young man was climbing. Everybody seen it. We seen that it looks like Overshawn was jumping the people on the depth chart for sure. So he was definitely going to be a big part of this defense. He was going to be a part of this rotation, if anything, at the very least. So, man, that's going to be a big loss that we got from Mr. Overshawn, man. I was very excited to see him because he was flying around. He was hitting people, and we need help on that second level. And as soon as he left the game, that second level kind of got to struggling. And I liked Devin Harper and Damone Clark, but it didn't seem like we was too strong with the K with that second level yesterday, man. So we need to we're gonna have to evaluate them. I'm definitely gonna be doing film sessions on those second level players like Jabril Cox, Damone Clark, and Devin Harper. All those guys will be up under my microscope. I definitely look at them and look at their game to see if we will be okay. I kind of feel like we'll be all right, Maybe we should bring in a veteran linebacker or something like that. So how y'all feeling about the linebacker position right now with us losing Overshawn for potentially the rest of the season? So do y'all feel like we need to bring in a veteran linebacker? Or do y'all think we'll be okay with what we got? Let's see what y'all saying. Veteran or we'll be good? John Jones says Miles Jacks tells Eagles he's going to retire. They just brought him in, didn't it? Klebo said if Overshawn is out, we need to make a trade or get a free agent. Klebo says it's very urgent then. He said it's very urgent. Let's see. Hullum said we need a linebacker. Florida said not yet. I don't know what you mean not yet. You said when you don't know yet or you don't, I don't know. I don't get it. Swain said no. Right now we good at linebacker and O-line. Swain high on the O-line too. That's interesting. We will be good, Big Gilp says. That's what's up. We got some positive vibes in here. Craig says we need a veteran linebacker. Tyler says I want depth at linebacker. Bring in a vet. Shad Ward on Facebook says Big Duke says it don't hurt to bring somebody in right now instead of later. True. So we can actually see what it is. I asked that question yesterday, Craig. I said, do you want to bring Anthony Barr back? Let me know. I think that's interesting. I think that's an interesting question because, I wasn't too satisfied for what he did for us last year, but, we kind of in a desperate situation right now. So, hey, beggars can't be choosers. We might need a little help right there. So, beggars can't be choosers. We could just get whoever we can get right now. Brendan Dunson says Kyle Van Noy. That'll be interesting. Number 50 ready for more time. I think so too. I'm high on David Harper. I just want to be sure. You know what I'm saying? I just want to have a backup plan too. And then one thing I don't want is a bunch of young linebackers running around and not knowing what they got to do. Because just imagine if the reason I feel like we might need another veteran linebacker is because just imagine if something was to happen to LVE, knock on wood now, knock on wood. If something was to happen to LVE, we'll be in a pickle. You know how they say, we'll be kind of in trouble. So we definitely don't want to have a bunch of young, bushy tail, bright-eyed young linebackers just running around not knowing what to do or where to go. And that they'll manipulate us to death. That could be a big hindrance for this defense. And we looking at this defense to be our solidified unit for sure. Even if the offense come out the gate stuttering, we looking for this defense to be gangster out the gate. We think this defense is him.
It's me, I'm him, I'm not them. I'm him Jones, I'm him Duncan.
So if that's the case, we need to be as solid as possible. We need most of these spots solidified with the backup. So I feel like we should be okay, but in my head, I wouldn't mind bringing in another veteran too as well. So that was a nice topic right there. Let's move on. But this is pretty much showing the injury, and like it really didn't look like it. Maybe the turf got him, or when he twisted, I can't really. Was it the right leg or the left leg? I'm not even sure. It looked like, if anything, it looked like it could be the right leg. Let me see. The left leg. Right leg. When he spent like that, maybe. I don't know, man. It's just a crazy thing with these, especially playing on that turf like that, man. So it's just kind of questionable. Like, I don't know if his cleat got caught in the turf a little bit or what, but it sucks, man. That was a nice play and tackle that he made. But let's move on to Mr. Jalen Tolbert.
Just building on what I've been trying to build on the whole training camp. So obviously just continuing to grow and build that confidence in playing fast. And so it was fun, like I said, to go out there and compete and, show what I can do.
What are some of the takeaways that you get from the game?
Takeaways could be, play speed, just being able to play faster than everybody else, being decisive on my, reads or adjustments, what I think I should do, not thinking too much, just going out there.
He been heavy on that not think too much, right? Because that right there, when you see a new OC come in compared to an old OC, they can't just dog the players out. They can't just dog the people out. So what they will be able to do is put emphasis on the things they like about the new coach. And that'll kind of indicate to you what they didn't like about the old coach, That's the professional way to throw your jab and throw your punch. But you could tell Jalen Tolbert is heavy on the not thinking too much, going out there just playing fast, playing faster than other people. He said all those things on the interview that we had with him. So now he's able to go out there with confidence and play fast, play, heady, be smart and think about what he want to do, be decisive. He said all of those kind of words. So that right there lets you know that wasn't who he was last year. Now, to say that solely on Kellen and the offense, I think that might be slightly unfair. But I tell you, they played a big part in it. I tell you that much. He did play a big part in it. We understand that. Kellen offense kind of held him back because of the complexities of it.
And confident. And so that's my takeaway from the game, is just continue to grow on that. Play speed, just being able to play faster than everybody else, being decisive on my reads or adjustments, what I think I should do, not thinking too much, just going out there and really just trying to be comfortable and confident. And so that's my takeaway from the game, is just continue to grow on that.
Comfortable and confident. It was a confidence thing. But this was a nice play he did, man. Shout out to Jalen Tolbert, man, on the back shoulder. Back shoulder Tolbert with the PI flag, man. So one thing you notice, like, he had a problem with confidence. You can't be confident in something when you don't know what you're doing. I think that was one of them great quarterbacks. Might have been Jana Unitas or somebody. They was like, why would you be nervous when you know what you're doing, sir, when you know what you're doing? It's hard to be nervous when you're an expert at what you're doing. You comfortable. You confident when you know what you're doing. So that was one of the things that Dak Prescott helped him with. If you hear Jalen Tolbert talk about what one of the differences is, Dak gave him a book to read, and that kind of helped Jalen Tolbert change his mindset. Jalen Tolbert referred to this book several times, talking about how it helped him evolve and become a professional. And following behind Brandon Cooks, that kind of helped him with the leadership and becoming a real professional wide receiver. So all of that stuff helped him mold into this player that you see today. And you can see it is no more shy Jalen no more. What that called him big-chested Jalen, You don't see shy Jalen Tolbert no more. Jalen is very articulate. He's putting out his points. He's not shying away from anything no more. It looks like a confident wide receiver that's ready to tear up the league. Far as like, depending upon his opportunities, I think he gonna blossom into a good player this year right now. Like, no more waiting. I think he gonna be good next year. How much production, I can't tell you, depending on how much they use him. But I feel like he'll be a way better player than he was last year, which is not saying much, but I think he gonna ball. But Cooper did a nice little back shoulder. You know, Jalen is physical on the top of his routes too. Like he already got a nice little size on him, and he manipulated the DB's hands. Look, he stopped, swim move, get up off me, and went and tracked the ball down quicker than the DB. So that's your advantage as a wide receiver. You got to be able to have better hand-eye coordination than your DB. That's an advantage we always know we got on most cornerbacks, long as it ain't Trayvon Diggs, you know. But I'm very excited about what I seen from Mr. Jalen Tolbert. He's going to be a problem. So one more thing about Jalen. Now, I know one of my people on here was saying like he ain't going to be able to do much because we got so many weapons. But my argument was that if he's out there cooking these number 4 corners, or whenever they put him in, he's cooking the lower tier DBs and getting open, Dak is going to hit him, bro. Dak is going to throw the ball to him. Dak already got some chemistry with him, got some confidence in him. I think he going to throw him the football if he get open. That's who he do that for everybody, even to a fault. If you open, Dak going to throw you the ball. So he got tremendous confidence of anybody he suit up with or put on the field. He always got confidence in him. So I think that's something that you can definitely look forward to. Jalen Tolbert to be involved in his offense. But shout out to my boy Slam Williams, man. He had a good day. My boy Slam had a good day, man. He had a sack today, but he been causing problems. He been coming off the edge, but he finally got home today. And one of the things he did also, he did get a penalty. Excuse me. And Mike McCarthy talked about that. He said he pretty much didn't blame Sam. He just said that, you know, that's something that you can't really coach. Like, he was like, it's just something that happens. That's a part of football. It's a part of the game. So Mike McCarthy didn't really get too critical about it. He said it's just football. So I kind of thought that Sam might need to slow down or ease up a little bit, just a tad. But I don't know, man. Mike McCarthy said he's seen it differently. So that's good on Sam's part. He didn't have to get, cussed out for what he did. But I ain't gonna lie, I kind of see a little tendency of Sam because he a little hot-headed to me. I don't know. He might be one of them guys that just, don't know how to stop. So you remember he got a couple of penalties last year too, man. So that's one of the parts of the game that Sam probably need to, correct or get a little better at, knowing when to hold him and when to fold him. He got to be able to ease up. It's kind of a battle when you got that aggressive nature, that aggressive mentality. You got to find a way to, cage it at times. Some people are like either or, like either you're aggressive or either you're not. But it's always a perfect blend where you can get that player that can be in the middle. And that's what Sam got a battle with, man. He's an aggressive dude that got to find his niche and find his role into being somebody who can tame that aggressiveness. But I like what I seen from him. I'd rather you be aggressive than not be aggressive. That's all I'm saying. That's my take on it. I'd rather you be aggressive than not aggressive. Let's see. I'd rather you be aggressive than not aggressive, sir. Shout out to Jay Recruiter with the $5 super. He says, I call him Slam Gregory dumb. Hold on. Dumb like Randy Gregory. Hey. I ain't want to put that connotation on him, but because I don't want to speak it into existence. But being honest, I see them kind of boneheaded type traits, and I'm hoping just with him being a young player, he can kind of wipe it off. But like, if you put a gun to my head and made me tell you the truth, I feel similar, sir. I ain't gonna lie. I hope the good outweighs the bad though. I hope we just get a whole bunch of sacks and then you ain't gonna really trip about the few penalties that he give you. Hopefully that's the case. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I kind of see those tendencies, but hopefully that's something that he can unlearn or something that he can try his best to grow from or not do as much. I'm just hoping for that. But I do see those tendencies though, just being honest. I do see those tendencies. But hold on, I'm trying to get it. Okay, bam. Here go the sack he did on them boys. Sam coming off the edge right there. And that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's Charles Cross, right? Let me see. Somebody look this up. I think that's Charles Cross from Mississippi. The highly recruited first round tackle. Hold on, Charles Cross from last year, from his same class. Let me see. What number is he? 57? Is that 57? 67. Was that 57 or 67? Oh, that's 67. Yeah, that's Charles Cross. That's a first round tackle right there. What y'all think about that? Sam beating Charles Cross again. He went up against him a lot of times at Mississippi State. And Sam know him. He was beating him in college, so he beat him again right here. That's a good play by Mr. Slam Williams. And we got some stone cold fool in here named Jalen. Y'all know I'm sorry, man, but I can't hit it, man. I can't hit it. I'm sorry.
You smoke crack, don't you?
Who child? Don't do drugs, kids. You got a young man in our chat box early Sunday morning. We slide on them type of guys. We slide on them type of guys right there. We slide on them type. Don't you got something better to do, sir? Don't you got something better to do? Ain't none of us, ain't nobody from the Cowboy Nation in no Eagle chat box early Sunday morning. We don't behave that way. We don't behave that way. It's clear that you have a problem. The first signs of getting over a problem is admitting that you have a problem, sir. So what is your problem? Being in our chat box. We don't fool with y'all kind over here, man. I know you love the Cowboys with all your heart, but I'm gonna ask you nicely to let it go. Move on with your life, sir. But let's continue. But that was a nice sack by Mr. Slam Williams getting around Charles Cross once again. And he was beating him in college, and he did it again. Nice play. That's going to be a problem to deal with Sam on the other end of Micah. I can't wait to see that. So how long, we love D-Law, but how long do y'all think before Sam just say, hey, sir, it's my time now. It's my time. Do y'all think Sam could push to be the full-time starter on opposite of Micah? How soon do y'all think it is before he can do that? Let me know. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? Yeah, I had to do them dirty when they come in here. I'm gonna have a whole collage for them boys. Like they ain't gonna want to come in the trap no more. I'm gonna do you bad, you understand? Especially you come in here talking crazy. Now Philly, he good. We gonna leave him alone because he come in here respectful. But these other guys, they come in here talking like they swole chested and stuff. So, you know, I had to tighten them up. Tyler said about 2 years. About 2 years is fair, ain't it? Hoodlum say about 2 years. Hey, if Sam come out here double-digit sack kind of guy, they might make this the last year, right? I still like D-Law, but I'm just saying I think Sam coming though. He on his way now. He's on his way. He trying to demand him some more reps. And if you take some reps from somebody, it wouldn't technically be D-Law though. But I'm just saying, I'm just ready to see that front with Micah and Sam. Like I just think that's just gonna be scary, bro. That's gonna be scary. But he wouldn't necessarily be taking reps from D-Law right now because D-Law go on the inside sometimes. He on the outside sometimes. And he'll mostly be taking reps from people like Dorrance Armstrong or somebody, or Dante Fowler or somebody. And I don't want him to take snaps from Dante Fowler because I like Dante Fowler. But he'll be taking they snaps if anybody. So if he come out here and look like a straight gangster, you probably going to see Dorrance Armstrong a little less. You're going to see Dante Fowler a little less. You're going to see a lot of these characters a little less if Sam start to go crazy. So it won't directly affect D-Law right now. But I'm just talking about in the future. Do y'all see that happening sooner or later? But let's continue. You see Fowler got blocked out right though. You know, it looked like he lost his footing. But shout out to Mr. Deuce Vaughn though, man.
Trap.
That boy Deuce is different to me. Just look at this. 2 people had him dead to rights, and somebody got a hand on him, and he still got out of there, stayed on his feet. Look at this. Do it not look like he finna get tackled right there, y'all? Do it not.
Trap.
Do that look like he's dead to rights or what? Because not only you got those 2 defenders right there, you got a defender on the back end too. He found a way to get around all of this. Whoop. With a spin, he made 3 people miss in a blink of an eye, man. I better chill out.
Trap.
That boy Deuce made 3 people miss in the blink of an eye. And I ain't gonna lie, I think I lost my top on here when I was watching it live, bro. That boy made 3 people miss in a very short area too. He didn't have to do all these elaborate moves. He did a little juke, then a spin, touchdown. That was gangster right there, man. Deuce Vaughn look like he is special. Even though he is going up against some second-tier people, he is. But I think the stuff that he doing, I think he could do that against anybody almost. Like, some of these people, like, it's just hard to tackle a guy like that. He got a lower center of gravity than most people, and that right there gonna let you have some elite balance. This dude balance is unmatched. Like, you know they teach you in football, low man wins, and he's always going to be the low man, you know. So you ain't got to worry about him when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DC 4 Life Texas in the building. What's happening? Okay, Jalen talking with a little more respect. You know, he came in here saying some crazy stuff. Now he's saying normal comments, you know. Yeah, as long as you're relaxed, we're going to leave you be, man. We're going to leave you be. He said that's that Henny Moon. Well, hey, man, you must have seen that show last night. Boy, that boy Hen had me crying last night, man. Shout out. That boy had me crying. That boy called that boy Black Jesus. Hey, that was hilarious. Man, that boy do look like he just walking on air. That boy Deuce is different, man. He make it look easy, too. So, hey, man, that we got us a nice little back that's coming behind Tony Pollard, bro. Because, like, then, look, what's crazy, some people ain't thinking about, we know that he's not a bruiser. We typically want somebody that's the hammer with the knife that Tony Pollard is, because he going to slice you and dice you. But at the same time, something I want people to realize, I think idealistically, you really want your running back 2 to be a change of pace. And not to say that it got to be a bruiser. You just want him to at least change the pace. And Tony Pollard and Deuce Vaughn, they still kind of different. They kind of change paces. Like, Deuce run a little different than Tony do. And it don't seem the same. I thought they was kind of similar, but Deuce a little different, bro. So I think he's still a change of pace back. What y'all feel about that? Deuce still feel like a change of pace to me. He still feel like a change of pace back to me. So that could work. And then you just put in some short yardage dudes or do Dak on some quarterback sneaks or some quarterback runs when you need these short down and distances. Because, you know, it's different ways you can scheme those plays open. Yeah, he's a change of pace to me. And even though him and Tony are different. That's the main headline I want to give it to you. I think he's a different back than Tony. You know, a lot of people, when we drafted them, we like, well, they kind of too similar. Nah, I think they definitely a different change of pace. So that's one of the most things, like the most critical things you want with 2 different running backs. You want the pace to change. So definitely they different in stature, so the defense ain't going to be able to see when Deuce Vaughn in there. Yeah, man, I gotta see who called him that, because I ain't gonna lie, I want to use that. Somebody find out who was the first guy that called him 42 Dub, because that's dope, though. I ain't gonna count. I don't want to be using your stuff without giving credit, you know. We don't do that over here in the trap, but hey, that's a dope name y'all came up with. Lil Tyler said Pollard is a little more physical, Deuce is more elusive and better at evading tackles. Yeah, I think he's slippery, man. It's totally different. I'll say that. So I think you on to something the way you said it, because Tony powerful too, man. People act like Tony weigh 100 pounds or something. Like, Tony Pollard is no little dude. He's just a slimmer dude far as his stature, but he's not light. He's almost like, he 2-something. And Zeke just way bigger than everybody. Like, he's just a little, I think he about like 10, 15 pounds lighter than Zeke. Zeke just got a little more bulk with it. I don't know. Tony a little more lean. Tony 200-pound back. And he got a nice size, like, height on him. I think he about, well, how tall is Tony? About 6 feet? He ain't no short back either. So, like, it's a lot of stuff that you got to consider. Like, people think that Tony just this little bitty back. That's not true. Now, they probably just don't like his build when it comes to him taking on and withstanding all the hits that you take as a running back. So, excuse me. We never seen Tony be a full-time back, so people going to question that. Shout out to Buck Wayne. Oh, he 209. That's a little light. I thought he was like 215, though. I thought he was about 215. Now, 209 is a little light, though. I ain't going to cap. I thought it was about 215. But I thought he was like a slender 215. But okay, we seen an appearance from your boy Luke Schoonmaker now. You seen the appearance from Luke Schoonmaker. It wasn't much, but he had what he had. He had about 14 yards. No, about 20-some yards. Let me make sure. I think he had like 20-some yards with 2 catches. Yeah, 2 catches for 22 yards. Now he didn't turn into Gronkowski. He did not. But Luke had a nice little moment. I think he got back-to-back plays, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, the quarterback found him, and he got upfield too. He was sure-handed. He made the catch. I ain't gonna lie, like, hey, if he can keep that up, that's a good sign. Like, and you got to think, this is a guy who didn't have training camp. He really didn't have a real training camp. He was out there for like a couple of days. So he's just knocking the cobwebs off and getting back used to what he need to be doing and catching up to the speed of the game and stuff like that. So, hey, man, if he flashing already and he ain't even really got acclimated yet, that might be a good sign. Now, I told you, his superpower coming out of Michigan was blocking. And we need to see him being able to translate that blocking to the NFL level, because these are grown men with wives and with side chicks and wives on the side, you know. These ain't college kids no more. So if he can block those guys anywhere near how he was blocking them kids, that's gonna be a big time attribute for Mr. Schoonmaker. But I wanted to see him get up the field and catch the ball. And that's what we've been seeing as of late. We've seen it a little bit in practice. He got 3 catches on the preseason. So I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer right now, but I am saying he at least flashed. Like, that's a step in the right direction. So with the little sample size, how y'all feeling about Mr. Luke Schoonmaker so far? I just we need him to stay healthy, because he's been a little nicked up from the beginning of time since he got here, and we need him to definitely be, you know, healthy so we can get a good evaluation on him. Now I know it was other people we wanted over him, but we gotta let that go now. We gotta let it go. We gotta let it go. We have the player now, so all we can do is evaluate who we got on the team. Yeah, Overshawn is very sad, Miss Patrice. It is very sad. Carmaine said, I rock with Luke. Yeah, I want to see more. I like what I've seen so far. He'll be a pleasant surprise while a lot of people writing him off and saying that they ain't want him and stuff. Like, I didn't I didn't want him at the draft, but hey, you gotta play with who you got though. So, and from what I've seen so far, at least I see some positives. Alston says he is cool, but John Stevenson seemed like he could be that guy. He got hurt though, man. He got hurt. Hey, I was just about to I made several videos about this man already. I was big on John Stevenson, but I don't know the severity of his injury right now, so I don't want to be putting out them reports and stuff because I don't think it's all official yet, but they say he got some kind of knee injury. So I don't know how bad, or I don't know yet, but it don't look good right now. John Sullivan said, if you look, Schoonmaker was getting blasted off the line of scrimmage. You talking about in this game? I wasn't really paying too much attention to his blocking, so I'm going to check him out. John Sullivan. I was looking more at, at the O-line with the blocking, and I was looking more at, the quarterback play, the wide receiver routes. I'm going to have to check in. I'm going to have to go do a little more in-depth views of him blocking and stuff, though. I'm a wide receiver kind of guy, so I have to refocus when I'm looking at other stuff on the offense. I'm looking at the quarterback and wide receivers off first glance. Then I have to go back and watch the film. Eli says, yeah, they gave Curse a 1 year after this because of Overshawn injury. Well, they signed Curse? Let me see what you're talking about. Did they give Curse some money? Is that news, mister, or are you assuming? Because I ain't saying that. I ain't seen that yet. But what the likes looking like, man? What the shares looking like, man? If y'all support the content, man, y'all make sure y'all support Landlord Sports. You can hit a like, you can hit a share, or you can drop some monetarily, man. Anything that you can do will be appreciated, to keep the trap alive, man. We appreciate y'all. Let's see. Eli says, no, I'm saying they are going to give Curse a 1 year. Oh, okay. Michelle C said, you have to understand one screen against two screen. Yeah, I mean, like you said, you evaluate what you see. And at the same time, like, even if you playing against some inferior competition, when you put that player on the higher A team or something, he gonna be playing with better players too. So it could cancel each other out. It could be up in the air too. So I get it. Appreciate you, Mr. Chris Davis. Appreciate you. He said they guaranteed Curse a contract. Yeah. Now, one thing I do want to consider, so we won't panic about this. We do have linebacker injuries, but Dan Quinn likes to play big nickel a lot, so that could supplement it. But we do got an embarrassment of riches of safeties. So you could see Izzy getting some more snaps. You could see Marquise Bell getting some more snaps. You could see players like Ronye Thomas getting some snaps. That might have gave him a roster spot right there. That might have guaranteed Ronye a roster spot with that injury because, Dan Quinn uses his safeties like linebackers. So we'll have to see how he play it out. Mr. Michael Archer said it's 79 likes with 151 in the chat. Oh, my goodness. Don't behave that way. Look at the disappointment on this young man's face. You got me walking around with my head down. Look at the baby. How could you disappoint the baby? What more do you want from me? You got me standing out the window. Now I got to do that ugly cry. Oh, my God, don't act like an Eagle fan, man. Hit that like button. Don't behave like an Eagle, man. Hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge your car. Y'all know I'm silly, man. But yeah, man, y'all hit them likes, man. But yeah, man, I think Schoonmaker did exactly what we wanted to see. Wish you could have seen him better, seen him more. But hey, we'll take what we can get right now. Hopefully he can build on that the next game. So Josh Ball, did y'all see an improvement with Josh Ball? Did you see? You know, he was one of the people that was on that clock. He was one of the people that I said the rent was due. Did y'all see him do any better last game? Did y'all see he did any better? Let's see what the people saying. That Tyrese cried, though. That boy said, what more do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? What more can I say, Miss Patrice? What more can I say? Thomas did leading tackle with 11. Ryan Thomas, yeah, he was balling. He was all over the field. So, look, that might have helped him out, you know. That might have helped him out. Jabril Cox, that might have helped you out. You know, when one thing happens, you know, it opened up opportunities for other people. So, that's what happens. That's how it works. Damn balls of the world. Man. Shout out to the Big Time Show in the building. What's happening, sir? Mitchell Allen said, hell nah, ball need to go home. Good grief. I mean, our first glance, it's hard to observe really the offensive line. I don't remember him just giving up sacks back to back. So, you know, we'll have to see it from the end zone angle. I'm gonna have to see it when the film come out. I might be able to focus on him a little more, you know. Coach Mob in the bed. I know you heard about Overshawn, Coach. I know you heard about Overshawn. I know you heard about Overshawn because we was just talking so high of the young man. JR with the 199 for your mind. He says 38 and 83 show they can get slid to the practice squad. Real talk. I'm going to get back to that, but Coach, let me see what Coach said. He said, what up, landlord? My first of O-line stock up, Ball, Richard stock down, Holman, Harper will be okay, no panic. I said the same thing. I like Devin Harper, man. I like Devin Harper. When you put him alongside Damone Clark in this defense with the rest of the starters, man, he might show out. And I always said this. I said if you give Devin Harper his opportunity, he might not come back off the field, sir. He might not come back off. Trap. I've been saying that for a while now. So, y'all better, hey, watch what I tell you now. And then he did do an interview with Law Nation, I think some months ago. And he was saying to them that he was the most athletic linebacker we had. So, he's a confident kid. And, hey, he said if he get on that field, he ain't coming off. If he get an opportunity, he going to ball. And I believe him. He ain't had a bad preseason game yet, though, I don't think. He ain't had a bad preseason game yet. He always been good on the preseason game. But let's get back to what he said, because that's interesting too. He said 37, that's Scott, and 83, that's Jalen Brooks, show that they can get slid to the practice squad. Good grief. You ain't saying they trash. You trash. I wouldn't say they trash, but Eric Scott was going up against a first-round wide receiver and Jackson Smith and Jigba, but I ain't gonna lie, that coverage wasn't that bad, though. It wasn't that bad, but he couldn't track the ball. So all of that was for nothing at the end of the day. If you can't track the ball as a DB, I mean, that's the biggest part of the job, you know? Why you think they value ball hawk DBs? Because they know that's a trait that don't come often in a DB. They know that. But, you know, that's why, like, the top-tier quarterbacks, they'll still burn DBs like that. If you can't track the ball, they'll just throw the ball over your head, just disrespect you. You can be glued to the receiver. They'll just throw it anyway and still get the catch over you. So, being able to track the football as a DB, that's very vital to your, you know what I'm saying, to your success. But with Jalen Brooks, he got one catch. One catch, man. He got one catch. He was one of them people that I've been waiting on now. He been going crazy in camp, right? He been going crazy in camp. He was ringing bells. Oh, this rookie, this, that, this Jalen Brooks, this, Jalen Brooks, that. And then now all of a sudden you really don't hear from him. So, hey, man, he made a good catch. I think that was on third down. But, you know, we got to see that type of play translate to the preseason, bro. Because everybody do it in camp. Just be real. Everybody do it in count. But you got to be able to translate that. But one thing about camp, like I said, man, the young players, some of these veteran players, they be just not trying to get hurt, sir. the young players be out there trying to play for their life. So you might see a young player kind of cook and count, but then when the rubber meet the road, when it get real, then you start seeing like, oh, they really ain't like that. That's why some of them people be camp heroes, and then when they go to preseason, they kind of shrivel up under them big lights. That might be the explanation, if you ask me, But when you go to camp, them people, they don't want to be hurt, sir. They don't want to be hurt. He said, what DB don't get beat? Yeah, every DB gonna get beat. I don't look at, he had some good coverage, bro. He just gotta track the ball. Jackson Smith really didn't get no separation. That was a good ball by the quarterback, too. Was that Geno? It had to be Geno. That was a good ball by him. Like, sometimes it's hard to defend a good ball. If the ball good enough, you just pretty much screwed. That was a good ball by Geno, that play. Yeah. He said them young boys hungry, don't want to be on the practice squad. Exactly. So they out there playing in camp like they playing a real game. You know what I'm saying? And the veterans like, hey, ease up, young man. Ease up. They ain't trying to get hurt. So that be the veterans' biggest goal of training camp. They don't want to get hurt. They want to get some nice work in without getting hurt. Geno played. He definitely played. I just didn't know if that was him on that particular play. He played for 2 series, sir. Geno played for 2 series. He number 7. Davis is a practice squad. You talking about the running back? Yeah, Geno played 2 series, I think. He got shut down on both of them. They ain't do nothing. But let's see who else we want to discuss. Let's see. Josh Ball, I got to do a little more research on you. Matt Waletzko, he failed out. He got an injury. I don't know how good he was playing at first. I got to see how he did. Did anybody else evaluate Matt Waletzko? But my boy Kelvin Joseph, though. Trap. Man, look, everybody been writing KJ off, but KJ just been fine. I told you, when I talked to him personally at the training camp, he said, hey, I'm fighting for it. I said, hey, man, you got to take your spot. He said, real shit. Now, trap. And, hey, what we noticed from the interview, KJ said, hey, man, he realized exactly where he at on this roster. He don't think that he's the top DB. He don't think he's the worst DB. He just like, hey, I got to go get it. I got to earn what they give me. He already understand that, and that's a good step for him. He could be over here like, man, they just doing me wrong, bro. They just doing me bad and blaming everybody else like he ain't do nothing. But Kelvin Joseph actually taking some accountability into his play and into his situation. He said, hey, man, I know how they look at me. I know how they playing me. He said, I got to go get it. I got to go earn it. He said, I'm at the bottom. I can't go nowhere but up. So I'm glad that KJ took accountability and he's been playing ball so far. That boy been playing ball so far. He had a decent game first preseason. He came out and did better the next preseason. So hopefully KJ can keep building on this, man. And hey, with Nation Wright being out, they seeing KJ playing ball right now. Trap. So how y'all feel about what y'all seen from Boss Man Fat? Because I seen him break up a couple balls. Yeah, Boss Man, a friend of the show. Absolutely, And, hey, I like what he was saying on the interview. That kind of gave me a little insight to his mindset. And, man, Boss Man done turned up a little bit. He done made a few plays out here. Few plays. Klebo says KJ playing pretty good. Good coverage. Just wish he would turn and find the ball in the air. Yeah. I think he. All I know is he was playing their hands, I believe. He was getting some batted balls. I don't know if it came to a situation where he had to turn his head. You should turn your head much, but believe it or not, a lot of these DB coaches don't really want them to turn their head that much. See, it take a good DB to be able to turn your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to know exactly where you at with the receiver. Because a lot of times DBs will turn their head and now the receiver gone now. They wanna stay as close to the receiver as possible. Like, that's why we be getting frustrated with that with Nick Saban. And you know he's supposed to be the DB guru. And our DBs literally hardly ever turn their head, you know? But like they want the DBs to turn their head when they already like they basically him. Like, you got to be a pretty good DB to be comfortable enough to do stuff like that. So they teach the DBs to read the gestures of the wide receiver. They want them to read their eyes. They want them to read their hands. So if they do a good job at that, they wouldn't have to turn their head. Because like I said, if you turn your head, the wide receiver might get away from you. So they really want them to focus on the receiver, on their hands, and on what? On the receiver, on their hands and their eyes, their head. They look at the gestures of the wide receiver to try to play them. So that's why a lot of players don't never turn their head, because if you see them don't turn their head, that lets you know like they still young in their technique and they ain't just that great yet. You know what I'm saying? The great ones turn their head though. But let's see. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about Mazi. Mazi didn't look too good, landlord word. I don't know about that. Like, look, Mazi was going up against the first team O-line. He was getting double teamed like 90% of the time. Trap. I seen Mazi get pushed. I seen Mazi get pushed. I mean, that's the life of a defensive tackle, a young defensive tackle for sure. So I don't know if you expect Mazi Smith to be Aaron Donald out the gate, but that's not who he's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Donald wasn't Aaron Donald out the gate. So it takes time. Most defensive tackles are urban kind of players. They're going to have to develop. They're going to have to get better. What we expect from Mazi Smith, what I expect from Mazi Smith, I expect him to be somebody that's at least disruptive in the middle and gets push and penetration, push the pocket. He ain't even got a pass rush to me. I just need him to push the pocket. That's going to allow Mike and them to get around the corners. So, like, I don't really look at Mazi Smith as this big pass rushy dude. Like, one thing I do want y'all to do is kind of get that. He is a first-round pick, so I understand that we expect a lot from him. But at the same time, we got to take into consideration what position he play. He's a defensive tackle, sir. Do you know how hard it's going to be for him to make headline news as a defensive tackle? That's not easy. So, like, the people who really critical on Mazi, before you evaluate O-line tape or D-line tape, at least get the real tape. You ain't going to be able to really do an evaluation on players like that from the broadcast view, from the normal game view. You got to watch this a couple of times. So the people that's super critical on them right now, I say give it a little time. Go back and do some real, watch the real tape when it come out so you can actually give a good look at Mazi. Because I don't think that's fair to say he's just doing bad right now. I seen him penetrate. I seen him disrupt. I seen him bench press a couple of players when it was one-on-one. This is all facts, by the way. I seen him bench press a couple of grown men and disrupt the run game. He didn't make the tackle every time, but he disrupted it. So these are the things that you want to see from Mazi Smith. Like, this is not me freestyling. I actually seen Mazi do these things. So for him to be saying that he's having such a bad game, I don't really see that. He's looking like a young defensive tackle, and he's making plays. He's at least flashing. Now, if he was just getting pushed around and never made flashes, then we could be concerned right now. But I don't see that from Mazi. I see Mazi making penetration plays. I see him throwing people around. You know, when it's one-on-one, Mazi winning them battles. Most of the time he's getting double teamed. Like, most of the time. So I don't know if that's a scheme for their team, just to double team whoever playing nose tackle or what. But Mazi is getting double teamed. It could be they feel like they need to double team Mazi. We don't know. We don't know what their scheme is. But I like what I seen from Mazi for the most part. He was getting pushed around by two people. I didn't see him getting manhandled by one person. So if you find that tape, then I'd be concerned. If you show me Mazi getting manhandled by one man, just pushed all around like he's not making no noise, then I'd be a little concerned. But I didn't see that at all. Christopher Gillis says Mazi is a run stuffer, basically an unmovable force, an unmovable object. He is supposed to take double teams and be in the way for the offense. That way, the linebackers can run free. Exactly. But what was crazy about that, Mr. Christopher, was Mazi was doing that, but a lot of the times we didn't see the linebackers coming backing them up. Dang, I'm buffering. It should be good now. I don't know. It be fixed on the playback. I don't know what be going on. I think it be YouTube. Is Facebook good? Let me know. Is Facebook good? I don't know. They be hating on YouTube sometimes. A lot of time when it mess up on YouTube, Facebook be good. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it be. But yeah, man, if you could find that tape with him getting beat by one man just dominated, then I'd be concerned then. It should be good now. Herbert said, if he get double teamed, that's a good job because a hole is open. Exactly. And you expect your linebackers to be able to come and make that play. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I don't want all young linebackers, because if Mazi's taking up two men and then he got to go, if the linebackers misreading the play and they out of position, that's going to just be an open play. That's just going to be an open play. That's just going to be an open play. They was talking about how terrible Mazi Smith did, but I don't agree. Columbus said, I'm not sure if people knew what Mazi's position responsibilities are. Exactly. I seen him bench press a couple of dudes. You know what I'm saying? I seen him get moved a couple of times. But, hey, he's a young defensive tackle. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Stephen White says Mazi got crushed and buried. He is movable, but young, too. I don't know about that. By two men? If you saying he got did like that by two men, then we can talk about it. But I can't say I seen him do that with one person. I can't say I seen one person just do him like that. I seen two men pushing him back, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for them two men. It wasn't easy for them two men, so I don't know. He said the police came and got me out the trap. Not the FBI now, not the FBI. They ain't run up in here. Unless y'all snitching, you know. Unless y'all snipping. But yeah, man, I think we had some nice plays, nice players shine. The players that we needed to see shine, I feel like they shine. Christopher Gillis said exactly the people expecting Mazi to look like Aaron Donald. Yeah, that's not gonna happen right now. You know, he's a rookie. He ain't even played a real NFL game yet. That Big Duke says that's his job, is to create gaps, take a double or triple team. That's his purpose. Exactly. And that's what's gonna allow the linebackers to run free. I just said Aaron Donald went Aaron Donald out the gate. Know what I'm saying? It takes time for defensive tackles. Now, if y'all follow me during the draft process, that was one of the reasons why I went fond of drafting a defensive tackle early in the draft, because I know it takes time for them to develop, unless you just a freak of nature. So, you know, that's one of my reasons why I didn't want to pick one in the first. But we did anyway. Now we got to evaluate the player that we got. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll be fine down the stretch. You know, when you put him alongside the rest of the defense, I think he's going to look good. Yeah, KJ was blitzing and everything. They had Damone coming off the edge. Excuse me. They had a couple of nice little wrinkles in there for the defense. Darren Poser says Mazi in the third and fourth quarter with the starters would be awesome. Just watch. I think so too. I think when he get in there with the starters, it's gonna be good. I think he's gonna be good, and it's gonna be clear when he get in there with the starters. I'm telling you, if y'all saying he did so bad, I seen a couple of plays where Mazi bench pressed his man and disrupted the whole run play. He just didn't make the tackle. Like, he can't do both. You know what I'm saying? He can't do both. I believe on that big Charbonnet run, he penetrated right there, but Charbonnet just went to the other side and found the crease. Like, Mazi was making noise most of the game that I seen. He was doing his job. That's what he was doing. Christopher says, I want the Mazi Downers to name 3 first-round DTs that were amazing as soon as they got in the league. Exactly. You're going to be hard-pressed. You're going to be hard-pressed. You're going to be hard-pressed, I say. But, man, I think I'm did my hour in this thing, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I hope y'all appreciate the efforts, in the Trend app. I hope you do. Trap. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card. And I'm looking forward to the young players building on this next preseason game. I don't want to see no veterans play at all. None. 0. I don't want to see no second-round players. I don't want to see Sam Williams. I don't want to see Deuce Vaughn. I don't want to see who else. I don't want to see Damone Clark play. I don't want to see none of our players who we actually feel like gonna play. I don't want to see them play. I don't want to see Bland play. Who else? Who else y'all don't want to see play before we ride this thing on out? Who should not be on the field next game? Bland shouldn't be on the field. Damone Clark shouldn't be on the field. Deuce Vaughn shouldn't be on the field. Damone Clark shouldn't be on the field. Who else? I don't know if I wouldn't even put Wanye on the field no more. Yeah, Marquise Bell probably shouldn't be on the field. Anybody who got a realistic opportunity to play and be a backup and make this 53-man roster, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him at all. Who y'all don't want to see? What about Mazi? I think Mazi kind of need to play a little more, but I wouldn't be mad if they didn't play him because I don't want no injuries in the last game. We need to come out this last game with 0 injuries. And just imagine, I ain't even going to put that in the universe. Never mind. I'm going to knock on wood and I ain't even say it, Trap. But we don't need no kind of injuries in this last preseason game. 0. But I guess y'all already named the players y'all do not want to see. I named mine, so I'm good on them. But yeah, we can go ahead and head on now. I appreciate all the love and support, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card. I appreciate y'all. And y'all know why them haters hate us. Because why? Because we are the greatest. That's why. Shout out to everybody rocking. Yeah. Make sure y'all hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card. Let's go.
And this is greatness defined. Every line is divine. Verses boggle your mind. And every song, man, I swear, just get better with time. No
Let's
matter
go.
how much shade they throwing, I still manage to shine. I don't know why they so obsessed with mine.
I'm out to think about.
Go in their house, they probably got my pics in a shrine.
Damn.
I never let these play me, they see us ballin'.
Hey, let's get the likes up, man. Let's get the shares up.
I guess I'ma wait and see.
I'm too cocky and confident that humble stuff ain't for me, Lord.
Help me with my egotistical ways,
but I'm amazed how they display such miserable hate.
I never paid attention to what most to say.
They words are unimportant like prepositional phrase.
They wanna see me crash and burn in a ridiculous blaze, but
let's
yet
go.
Like the Phoenix, show these I'm great.
And I know them haters can't stand me. Let's go. Bring the block to the Grammys. And if you try to stop me, you need a plan B. Yeah. I just do it for the real. Let's go.
From the bottom, you ain't get how I feel. To go against the odds.
Go hard. Let's go.
I'm the great young poet, got flow flowing, it's mind blowing.
Let's go.
I'm flamboyant when brainstorming, it's fair warning.
Yeah.
For my opponents that will be mourning before the morning.
Every beat I eat and destroy, that's what the fans wanted.
The hot topic, you try to copy, that's hard stopping.
Yeah.
I'm a giant when rhyming and y'all microscopic. I got them watching and they believe in me like a prophet.
Cause the pics I'm cropping be masterpieces, they photoshopping.
I'm from the bottom,
let's go.
By the avenue, so I gotta pay homage to the hood.
To show my gratitude.
And then my attitude is similar to an animal.
These dudes ain't half in school, I got different levels to tap into.
I am the truth.
These people know that I kill it.
These are God level lyrics.
Hit that like and share for the squad. It was not charging card. Let's go.
Yeah, I know these haters can't stand me. We'll take a seat. I do it for the family. So
bring the block to the
Grammys.
and if you try to stop me, you need a plan B. Yeah. I just do it for the real.
If you ain't from the bottom,
You ain't get how I feel.
to go against the odds.
Go hard, chase meals, let the doctor see you making it. Show 'em all you.
The greatest, I'm the greatest.
And not only am I the greatest, we are the greatest. You know them haters hate us because they ain't us. You know them haters want to try to suppress our success. But nevertheless, we pass every single test with flying colors like no other. And like I say, 1K, one love, Cowboys Nation. Let's go.